This video on addressing race-based traumas in schools by learning to recognize race-based traumas is based off of the work of Alvarez et al. In 2016. The stress response in trauma-affected students may be hypersensitive. When we don't recognize race-based traumas in our schools, we may be mislabeling students of color as defiant, difficult, or unteachable. Teachers need to learn how to identify trauma, including race-based traumas, to act in opposition to this mislabeling. Hi, I'm Erin Silcox from TraumaInformedTeachers.com. I'm here with practical tools for conscientious educators just like you. As a teacher, you can push back against mislabeling children who are experiencing race-based traumas. It starts with recognizing it. Keep watching this video to learn more. According to Alvarez et al., 2016, among many other scholars, the stress response in students who've experienced trauma may be hypersensitive. They may be more easily set off. Their reactions may not match what the teacher sees. They might be misinterpreting social cues and reacting in ways that you don't think match what you've done or said. So on the other end of the spectrum, from that reactivity are students who have experienced ongoing traumas that have caused them to shut down and kind of go into a survival mode. They might be unresponsive when that stress response kicks in. These students in particular have entered a dissociative state in which they're essentially leaving their bodies to escape the perceived imminent threat, which again might just feel to you as a teacher fully out of line with what's going on in the classroom. Well, it has a lot to do with how the body responds to stress. So what is commonly thought to be a result of more recognizable trauma, race-based traumas can also lead students to seem, according to Alvarez et al. 2016, cold, disconnected, or uncaring. In reality, these students are simply trying to protect themselves. So when students are hyper-focused on perceived threats that may interfere with their abilities to attend to school expectations, these responses are all really normal. Yet, if teachers are unaware of the roots of these traumas in race-based school-perpetuated traumatic experiences, we can mislabel students, perpetuate the notion that students of color are defiant, difficult, and unteachable, when in reality, it is the school and our actions, misrepresentation, underrepresentations, these microaggressions, racial bias, and overt racism that may go either undetected or unmitigated by teachers. So let's take a quick look at a table of race-based traumas that you can start to look for in your classroom from the Alvarez et al. 2016 article that I'm going to reference in the show notes below. So sorry for the fuzziness, but I want you to take a look at the list of race-based traumas. This is directly from the Alvarez et al. Article I'm going to be referencing below. So what we can see is that on the right, there's a list of, we call them unrecognizable race-based traumas that may be happening in your schools that we really need to start mitigating and start recognizing so that we can support BIPOCs in our schools and help them to feel like they have a place in our schools and to avoid mislabeling them by triggering some of their traumas that may just be perpetuated by schools. So I'm going to stop talking and just pause the video for a little bit, and before it ends, read through this list on the right, click in the show notes on the Alvarez article that I'm linking, and be sure to take heed and note these issues within your own pedagogy and your own classroom practices, and be the person that makes a difference in your students' lives.